gabi po sa lahat nating mga kababayan sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Mula po rito sa SMNI Studios dito sa Davao City. Welcome po sa isa na namang episode ng programang Gikan sa MASA para sa MASA. Para talakayin po ang pinakamahalaga at maiinit na issue sa loob at labas ng bansa. At para po pangunahan ang talakayang ito ngayong gabi, kasama po natin ang ginagalang at minamahal na dating Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, former President Rodrigo Duterte. Magandang gabi po, Mayor.
Magandang gabi po sa iyo, ma'am. Magandang gabi sa aking mga kababayan, Pilipino. At yung hindi Pilipino, pwede rin sumali. I'm greeting everybody. A warm welcome tonight.
Mayor, marami po tayong mga issues dito na nakahanda. Okay. Yesterday, Mayor, October 22, according to the National Task Force on West Philippine Sea, a Chinese Coast Guard vessel conducted dangerous blocking maneuvers against a resupply boat headed to PRP Sierra Madre on Ayungin Shoal, causing a collision. National Security Advisor Eduardo Anyos said the Philippines will not be deterred despite provocations. However, in a statement made by the Chinese embassy, the Philippine vessels approached the Chinese side in an unsafe manner in disregard of the stern warnings of the Chinese side and caused a collision. The international community, particularly the embassies of USA, Canada, France, Japan, and the United Kingdom, expressed their condemnation of the incident. What do you suggest as a peaceful resolution to the seemingly volatile tensions in the West Philippine Sea po, Mayor?
Well, let me just be very frank. Pagpangkahan na natin dito at tulang bulhan na istorya. Alam mo, this is a contested area. Yun ang pangyayari dyan. And this has been going on since time immemorial. Hindi lang sa panahon ni Marcos ngayon, panahon ko, may bungguan na talaga dito, near collision or a mishap dito, somewhere, bangka, bunggo, whatever. Ito ay dahil meron tayong controversy. Alitan, to say the least, parang kakainisan. Ngayon, bakit ito nangyayari? Kasi naghahanap lang talaga ito ng rason para magkaroon ng issue. So that it will be brought to light and then maybe force government, either the Philippine side, with the concurrence of China or with the pressure coming from the United States and the rest of the allies to force a meeting or a talk so that these things can be solved. Hindi ito nadadala ng day-to-day mishaps. Alam mo, araw-araw ito nababasa natin. Araw-araw, every time I think I come up here to talk about this program, nandito talaga itong issue na itong West Philippine Sea. It cannot be resolved. It cannot be we come up with a setup na may daanan tayo. So there are the parameters where we can travel, we can pass by and travel along these contested areas. Talagang magkakaroon ng ano yan. Dito, paglakad mo, you sail in this area, suddenly the ship will appear in the horizon and it would maybe cause a near collision. Hindi ito nag-iiba. Talagang ganito itong alita na ito. It cannot be solved by just just publishing every incident every day or shout to the world that there is something wrong every time there is a near collision or a collision or something that is a source of a trouble. Alam natin, nagbubuluhan lang tayo dito eh. China, pati ang Pilipinas, pati tayo, with due respect to General Anyo, he's a good friend of mine. He was my, I think, I forgot his position, but he was also holding a very important position in my administration. Alam namin ito na laro ito ng panahon. Kung sino lang ang makalamang dito at we are waiting for the big bang na magkaroon talaga ng issue, magpatayan marami, then it becomes it would trigger and it will become a serious problem for everybody. Now, we have always been talking about our alliances with the West, especially America. Dinidikit natin doon sa US Treaty, US RP Treaty of Mutual Defense Pact, which was signed in the 1950s. That an attack of one nation, the Philippines, would be considered an attack of America. At in-attack yung Amerika, mutual eh. We will also go to their side. It's a very long shot na mangyari yan. We do not have the wherewithals. We do not have the ships to go there. Though we have the soldiers, but if I were the president, they would not be sending any Filipino there. Bahala na kayo dyan. Kayong malalaking iwan naman ninyo kami. So this will remain to be a perennial problem. Unless there is really an intention, well-intentioned, maybe the exchange of dialogue that would end in a formal talks of how to go about treating each other, kasi contested area man kaya to, then there will be a code of conduct. So in a code of conduct, we should set the parameters of where we can travel, where we can sail north, going to south, and south going to west, na merong sufficient guidelines, sufficient parameters, and sufficient warnings if we intrude into or violate the rules that we abide by in a formal talk. Kung wala yan, ganito talaga ang mangyari. And one day it will just explode. I don't know what would happen. I would not speculate. I am not mahirap. I cannot preempt the president of what he will do. Ako, alam ko kung gawin ko. But since I am not the president and I will not venture to offer any solution there.
Nabanggit niya, Mayor, di ba, yung pagbabalita natin ng from time to time yung what's happening between China, Chinese dito and the Philippines with regards to the West Philippine Sea. Will this further aggravate po itong sinasabi natin na hindi pagkakasunduan o yung between the Chinese and the Filipino people po?
Well, we cannot go to war against China. We will be defeated immensely, tremendously. As a matter of fact, there will be a lot of dead Filipinos if things go out of hand. The best way is to talk. I hope that the Filipinos there, or the Filipino mind, looking at this problem, should consider Philippines separate all by itself dealing with China, and not to let into their fertile minds about matapang ka lang kasi nandyan yung US. Ang problema kasi dito, kung preparado ba ang United States would go to a nuclear war against China. Kung magkakisi-kisi dito, magkagulo, then it grows bigger and bigger. At tatamaan na tayo ng mga missile dyan sa Palawan and the Philippines itself and the bases, under bases sa mga Amerikano. Would they be ready to engage in a, say, a nuclear war? Kung ang Pilipinas lang ang rason, para sa akin malabo. Ay, kung pustahan pa ito, masyadong maliit ang pusta dito para mamatay tayong lahat. A nuclear war is a nuclear war. And it's no gainsaying by saying that it will not affect everybody. It will affect us because we're a poor country, poorly equipped with weapons. We cannot match the firepower and the lethal things in the hands, or the weapons in the hands of China. We should be thinking of that. Huwag na natin isali na matapang tayo, or we can kakasa tayo dito, we can insist on a free hand in choosing the routes, where to pass, where to sail. Kasi mahirap yan eh. You are dependent on somebody else. It would be better to talk as Philippines with China as China and find out how far we can solve this problem. I'm sure China would be willing to magbigay sila ng sabihin natin, controversy to eh. Alam mo kung karap ko sa China, sir, ito pinag-agawa natin. In the meantime na hindi tayo magpatayan, magbigay tayo ng daan-daan para we can safely travel in this part of the world. Otherwise, magkaroon ng stalemate and it will not be good. You know, America would be egging the Philippines to fight for its right. Sabihin, backupan mo kami. Well, and it becomes not only our problem, it becomes your problem and the American problem. Whether or not they would really back up the Philippines is something which remains to be seen. And I would say it's not good. Trouble there, the controversy, right for a Holocaust, something which we cannot afford.
Okay, thank you po, Mayor.
Halo tayo dyan.
Thank you po. We have here another question, another issue po. 2 or 3 weeks ago, the House and the Senate agreed to reallocate confidential and intelligence funds to agencies fighting for fishermen's rights amid rising tensions in the West Philippine Sea. With these escalating tensions between China and the Philippines, do you think it would be timely for the realigned funds to enhance our national security and boost our maritime capabilities, Mayor?
Correct. I would say that really confidential funds belongs to mostly part the police and the military. I agree that it should not be just given freely to civilian agencies. Agree ako dyan. Ah, kasali na yung sa anak ko. But ang problema doon, hindi nila in-anticipate. At least Congress should have said in advance na, we do not want this thing to indiscriminately be given to about anybody, or plain courtesy para walang humiliation, embarrassment. Yun lang naman ang akin doon. But really, as a president, it's given to the military and the police and agencies or organs of government into the task of monitoring national security. Yan dyan sa West Philippine Sea, naman kailangan na intelligence fund. Kakita-kita mo na, sinong bigyan mo intelligence fund? Yung mga fishermen. Ituturo mo niya yung kalaban. That would be a silly proposition. Sinong bigyan mo intelligence fund na puro barko mo yan dyan? Kakita man. Rather, go somewhere else. But itong mga gambling, itong pagkor and everybody in government, meron talaga yung intelligence fund. They would not call it intelligence fund sa Congress. They would call it extraordinary. Para hindi mahalata, it's just a question of semantics. Drama lang yan to make it more appealing, if not legal. But the confusion of how much can only be seen, as I have said, I have asked COA, I do not know when they will comply, but there is always the Supreme Court, the courts, we can always go to and petition that COA publishes the reports of the last year up to what happened today. And all government agencies holding confidential funds or extraordinary maybe. Sa Congress, galing ako dyan eh. Yung mga istorya na, wala kami dyan, extraordinary funds. Huwag na tayong maglukuhan kasi magkakainsultuhan lang tayo. Alam ninyo, alam ko. At alam ko na alam ninyo. So huwag na tayong magbulahan. Yan talaga ang totoo. And if we look into it, by the time COA makes the report, then the Filipinos would really know how much of our money went to the discretionary fund of the Speaker or Senate President kung magkano ang dinisburse nila. It would be interesting to really see how much of the Filipino pocket has been burned by indiscriminate distribution of unwanted and irrelevant distribution of this what we would call confidential or actually ang ano niyan, ako presidente ako, I would not, kung sabihin mo lang ang confidential fund, I will make a report, but I will not give it to the public. I will give it to the select committee in the Senate, which committees which have something to do with national security, or even the Supreme Court. But it could not be given to just anybody. Basahin mo, kasi pati yung kalaban, malaman nila kung paano.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, hiniwag po ni Vice Presidente Inday Sara Duterte sa isang video message ang mga Pilipino sa gitnang silangan na manawagan para sa tigil putukan o ceasefire sa patuloy na digmaan sa pagitan ng mga militanteng Palestino at Israel. Ayon po kay VP Inday, itulak natin pataas ang usaping pangkapayapaan para sa seguridad at kapakanan ng mga kabataan. Reaksyon niyo po dito, Mayor.
Well, that is a good legal stand. If you are especially Secretary of Education, mga bata, na pakita mo sa buong mundo that it is not only America or the EU, European countries, which are worried on what peace or hostilities stop. Okay yan. Ngayon ka magtanong ka sa akin dito, yun ang stand doon. Noon pa man yan. I was once a president. I made several appeals to the warring factions there. Actually it is a Jew and Islam. Muslim taga-Jew. Ang mga Kristiyanos dyan ang napagitna. Now sometimes mga Kristiyano minority, mga trabahante lang yan. Hindi naman walang barangay yan doon. Minsan naipit sila. The latest, I don't know if I am correct, I may be wrong, but they are not being treated well. Minsan dito sa mga Palestino, minsan sa Jew. Ang aking masabi lang to the Jew people, to the Jewish nation and to the Arab countries, Palestinians, away ninyo yan. That Palestine is a territory. Doon kinuha yung ginawang Israel state upon the yung conquer America, France, Britain. They went to Africa and other nations to get their made the colonies. Pagkatapos arbitrarily subdivided them into countries. And the latest was kaya ng mga Kenya, mga ganon, Congo, puro colonies yan. Dito naman sa Middle East, Lebanon, they were occupied by the French. Marami yan noon. They were made colonies of the West countries. Yung mahina pa kasi sila. Wala pa silang armas noon, pintig lang. So they could not really go against the Western powers colonizing them. Nagkaroon silang understanding, edukasyon, at marunong na magbaril, makabili na ng baril dahil sa oil tumapang. Kaya nagtutulungan na sila ngayon, pasahan sila ng armas among the Islam states. Itong Jew naman is the only, the sole sa gitna siya. Because it was upon the insistence of the powers that be. America, kasi nagkakaroon ng report doon ang Jews. Hinihirit na talaga nila yung mga colonizers, yung mga gobyerno doon ng, hindi pa yung gobyerno ngayon, yung gobyerno ng mga Amerikano, mga British, nagre-report na din sila. So they were forced to come up with a solution. I think it was 1947 that they arbitrarily certain portion there. Andyan yung Jerusalem. Parang ilagay nilang Jewish state. Jerusalem is a revered place by the Christians, Jesus Christ, by the Muslims, and by the Jews. Sagrado na lugar yan. Kaya minsan nagbabakbakan, minsan silang lahat nagdadasal doon. Tapos silang lahat nagbabakbakan. Kaya minsan kung matanong ko ang Diyos sa panaginip ko, sabihin ko kaya sa Diyos, ano kung ihulog mo yung atomic bomb dyan sa gitna nila? Para tapos na. Tanong ko lang yan, kung managinip ako at makausap ko si Jesus Christ, yung namang ayaw hindi na naniniwala kay Jesus Christ, the Jews do not adore Jesus Christ. They consider him a prophet or something, but not a non-entity sa religion. Itong mga Buddhist, iba rin yan. Hindi naman nila nanawala. Itong ating origin sa ating religion, sa Christian, Judea, ito yung commandments ni Moses. Ito yung iba naman yung religion ng iba. For example, most of the Chinese, yung the old generation adored Buddha. Yung prophet nila. Buddha was a human being, but was maraming na-believe because of his teachings, wise admonitions, and lahat na the good news of humankind. Yan ang tayo, Pilipinas, the Muslims coming from the Middle East traveled along Central Asia, went down to Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, umakyat sila sa Mindanao. Then Islam ang Mindanao. Comes another, si Magellan planted the cross dito sa Leyte. The pacification campaign or conquerors. We had no religion before the Spaniards. Then they imposed Kristyanismo. Noon sa unang panahon, ang Pilipino, pag hindi ka nagsimba, 20 ay palo yan sa public plaza. Panahon ng Kastila. Well, really, Christianized us. It was a forced issue. It was not really na pag ano natin, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Ghost. Ako, I believe in God. Period. Isa lang ang Diyos ko. God the Father, God the Son, well, it's a divinity that is within the Roman Catholic Church. Pero, isa lang yan. It's God. Jesus Christ cannot be separated from God the Father because it's a magical thing by design. Ginawa ng Diyos yan. Since we are Christians, and I believe in Roman Catholic man ako, this is the Holy Trinity in one God. So naniwala ako dyan. So Jesus Christ is a God to every one of us here. Pero kung tanungin mo ako, Jesus Christ is God. He is one. He is the God Father. He cannot be any other entity by any stretch of imagination. Kung hindi kasi pag himahi, kasi tawag ano sa Tagalog, himahin, you will go into a convoluted mind.
Thank you po, Mayor. Meron pa po tayo dito isang issue pa po. Ilang mga kongresista sa Mindanao po suportado ang naging desisyon ng liderato ng Kamara na ilipat ang kabuang 1.23 bilyong pisong confidential fund sa mga ahensya na nagbibigay ng seguridad sa ating bansa. Para po kina Davao del Sur Lone District Representative John Tracy Cagas at Misamis Oriental Representative Christian Onabia, saklaw ng kapangyarihan ng Kongreso na baguhin ang panukalang budget para maging naaayon ito sa pangangailangan ng bansa. Para naman kina Representatives Ace Barbers ng Surigao del Norte, Chino Miguel Almario ng Davao Oriental, Maricar Zamora ng Davao de Oro at Francisco Jose Bingo Matugas ng Surigao del Norte, wala umanong pork barrel ang Kamara. Matapos ninyong banggitin ito sa nakaraang episode ng Gikan sa MASA para sa MASA. Ano pong reaksyon natin dito, Mayor?
Huwag na tayong magbulahan. We want to know the truth. Sabi ninyo wala, sabi ko meron. Buksan ninyo ang libro. Period. A dog by any other tag is still the dog. Lagyan mo yung earring yung collar niya, still the dog. Lagyan mo nga ng collar niya ng squirrel, it would still be a dog. The best way to find out really what is the mystery of this pork barrel so-called or ang tinatawag na extraordinary expenses. Mabuti pa kayo kaya may extraordinary expenses. When is there an when does it occur? What is the occurrence of an extraordinary expense? Yan. Tawag ninyo na noon, pork barrel. Galing ako dyan. Look at the records. Kaya huwag na tayo magbulahan. You know, hindi naman sabihin na hindi na ninyo kasi nirespeto yung anak ko. You can almost, sekretaryo, huwag na lang ito kasi bakit pa ninyo hindi naman yan nagastos Yung 25 million na yan, ano lang yan, dyan figure lang yan sa budget. It was not approved anyway. Bakit? Why did you humiliate and embarrass my daughter? Hindi naman ang hingi ang anak ko ng posisyon. Ibinigay sa kanya kay Marcos. I don't know, pinilit o hindi. Pero wala naman kaming parang pinalabas ninyo yung intelligence fund, ibigay para kurakutin. Parang ganon ang labas eh. Hindi nga sinadya, but that was a consequence of ganon talaga yan. Discretionary or parang walang accounting, walang auditing, basta gastos mo lang, no questions asked. What is submitted is ito na gastos ko per sobro sa we need to say silent operations naman. Yan lang naman ang ano ko. Kasi ama ako. Anak ninyo ang anak ko kayong mga congressman, pinagsabihan na sana ninyo kaagad. Napabasa ninyo, hindi naman tayo sinabi na sana ninyo doon sa kapwa ninyong congressman, kay liberal mo na itong si Franz, sabihin mo kay Secretary Duterte, huwag yan. You started it, then I hope you end it. Hindi yan sanay ko. Kami naman, hindi mayaman. But money was never a problem for us to live. Not just exist, but live a comfortable life in the Lord. Gobernador naman yung tatay namin, mayor man ako umaga. So, no need to steal. The salary itself would give you the best that life can give. Ang intelligence fund, something yan. Sinabi ko na nga, ROTC, PMT. Kung ayaw ninyong makinig, ayaw ninyong believe, you disbelieve ka, tignan mo ang track record yung babae na yan, anak ko, kita mo yan, kernel yan. Si reserve, natural. Gano'n talagang utak niya na yan, Nadala yan sa military, thinking. That is why ang gusto niya ibalik, kasi gusto ko rin lahat ibalik yung mandatory ROTC. Ayaw, lagyan ninyo ng Malaysia yung 25 million. Kayo. Pero kung 25 lang million, kaya sabi ko, madali yung 25 million sa inabot namin sa pamilya. Pati asawa ko. She can lend the money anytime. Ganun lang. Hindi yung sinasabi na palusot na ito ni Inday. Hindi kami palusot. Pag palusot, hindi man kami magnanakaw. Kung meron man dyan nagkamali ako, sige. Pasira na tayo kasi alam ko sira kayo. Sigurado yan. Mga congressman, pati yan si Franz, buksan mo ang libro. Sigurado yan. Kaya, huwag ninyong sabihin na you're the only dito sa mundong ito na may konsensya.
Thank you po, Mayor. Marami pa po tayong mga issues na pag-uusapan. Pero sa ngayon, Mayor, natanggap po muna tayo ng mga tanong. Meron po tayong nakareding tanong live via Zoom po from Professor Ana Malindogoy. Good evening po, Professor.
Good evening, magandang gabi po. Magandang gabi, Mayor. Magandang gabi, Pastor Quiboloy at ang SMNI family. At maraming salamat sa pagbibigay sa akin ng pagkakataon na makapagtanong po sa ating mahal na dating Pangulo. Pwede na ho bang magtanong?
Sige po, Professor.
Okay.
Okay, good evening again, mahal na dating Pangulo, Mayor. Dalawa po ang aking tanong. Ang una po ay may kinalaman sa domestic issues na kinaharap ng ating bayan. At yung pangalawa po ay may kinalaman naman po sa foreign policy. So sa unang tanong ko po, ano po ang masasabi ninyo at ano po ang dapat gawin ng bayan ng Pilipinas at ng ating mga kababayan sa issue po ng legalized corruption? Ang tinutukoy ko po sa issue ng legalized corruption, ito po yung mga behaviors at mga nangyayari at ginagawa po ng ilang or karamihan ng ating mga government officials, lalo na sa Kongreso, na kung saan yung kanilang mga behavior or mga aktibidades within the existing legal system, masasabing okay, pero it goes against the spirit of fairness, transparency, accountability, and equality. At kung titignan nyo po, kanina po na papag-usapan nyo na rin, yung Kongreso po natin at saka yung mga kongresista natin, even the Senate, parang may immunity po sila from scrutiny sa mga spending na kanilang pondo. At saka may exemption po sa liquidation. Okay na yung certification lang. Tapos wala na ang COA, wala nang report sa COA. Ano po ang masasabi nyo dito? At ano po dapat ang gawin dito? Kasi pera po ng bayan ang pinag-uusapan natin dito. Tulad po sa akin, taxpayer po ako. Pera ko po yan kahit pa paano kasi nagbabayad po ako ng taxes. Yun po ang una kong tanong. Yung pangalawang tanong ko naman po ay may kinalaman po sa foreign policy ng Pilipinas. Nasa tamang landas po ba tayo, Mayor, pagdating sa ating foreign policy onto what you call emerging multipolar world as against to a unipolar world before na kung saan dominante po ang United States. Pero ngayon po, nagbabago na po ang mundo at may tinatawag na po tayong multipolar world. Yung current foreign policy po ba ng ating gobyerno, ng existing government is nasa tamang landas po ba? At pagdating naman po sa usapin ng EDCA, parang may naririnig po ako na dadagdagan pa daw yung 9 existing EDCA bases. Ano pong masasabi ninyo dito at tama po ba ang hakbang na ito? At magiging deterrent po ba kung magdadagdag pa po ba tayo ng mga EDCA bases sa Pilipinas? Given po na ang daming tension na nangyayari sa buong mundo, andyan po yung Ukraine crisis, ang Israel-Palestinian conflict, at ang gitgitan po sa escalation po ng tension sa South China Sea. Maraming salamat, Mayor, at ako po ay sobrang happy at nagagalak sa inyo. At gusto ko lang sabihin na nasa China po ako. I'm actually finishing my doctoral degree in economics sa Peking University. At maraming salamat po. At ako po ay nagkaroon ng pagkakataon na kayo po ay makapanayam ko at makapagtanong po. Maraming salamat, Mayor.
Maraming salamat po sa tanong ninyo. First, yung unang tanong is, ayawan ko ba nitong ating, wala kasi ma'am it would be an incongruity to use the word legalized corruption. Because corruption by its very nature, the essence of the word, it says corruption is wrong. Ang synonym ng corruption is rotten, wrongful, no sense of values, walang values at all. Yun yung ano. So, itong legalized corruption, ma'am, nandyan talaga yung corruption, especially dito sa makikita mo lang yan because it's legalized, because itong mga sweldo ng mga congressman, in addition to that, we do not know how much talagang kinita nila yung taon na yan. Kasi ako nung congressman ako, walang audit. Alam mo, ang government entity na takot-nakot ang COA. So, itong mga co-auditors, umiilag talaga yan. At hindi nag-audit yan. Kung ano lang sinayan, sabi mo, certification, tama na yan. So lahat yan sila ganon. Yung extraordinary one, i-justify na niya. I don't know kung ngayon, kasi nagkabukuhan na, meron talagang additional swat, anong may dagdag nila doon. Pero hindi na alis yung hindi na talagang hindi na alis yan. Galing ako dyan. Pork barrel, pareho lang naman yan. Wala na pork. What is really pork and what is barrel? There's nothing to it. Pork barrel. So, the only way really to know the truth of where the money went or where the money goes is to open the books at makikita each and every congressman kung magkano. And you will see there that hindi yan tabla, ma'am. There are the congressmen who are favored, the congressmen, yung lalo na yung medyo may prinsipyo, hindi humihingi. Yung kung binibigay, tinatanggap. Or yung maglapit doon sa speaker na nagdagan mo ito. Pera dyan mo parang tubig. Parang tubig talaga ang pera dyan sa Congress. Kaya wala naman akong iniinsulto. Makita mo yan sila sa first term. Naka 3 terms. Makita mo sa lifestyle sa first term. Makita ko kung sino doon ako. Makita ko kamaraw, gano'n. Yung iba, nagpapabida pa, kunwari, nagpamasahe sila. Just to make an impact which is really pure hypocrisy. Tapos makikita mo yung mga nationalistic, kunwari, they pretend to impose on the people a set of values and principles. Hindi naman nila ginagamit. Dito na-practice it, dito na-adapt it. They are just mouthing it. But they are kasali doon. Kung ilabas mo yung sa Congress, makikita mo talaga kung sino ang Pilipino. Malaman mo na walang Pilipino dyan. Ayaw ko kung anong tribo nila. Kaya yan, the only way to know the truth is to make public the information which is mandated by the Constitution to be given to a citizen who wants to know where, saan yung pera ko? Where are the taxes? Kaya kung hindi ko alam na huwag na tayo magbayad ng tax. Ako, I suggest, kung hindi ibigay yan, you follow me, I will not pay my taxes anymore. Pero wala naman akong negosyo. Huwag na kayo magbayad. Palamin mo muna kung saan mo ginastos yung pera ko at magbayad ako. Pero kung bulahin mo lang ako year in, year out, hindi ko alam kung ano talaga ang nangyari sa pera natin. Hindi ako magbayad ng hindi naman tayo mag-revolusyon. I will just tell the people, do not pay your taxes until Congress makes it public. Hindi mo masama dyan. I want them to believe, huwag na kayo mag-file ng taxes. Sabihin mo muna sa Congress, pagbayad kami ng taxes, make it public kung saan ang pera namin. At magkano ang nakukuha ninyo. It's not a threat. It's a legal demand. Let me know where my money went or how it was spent. Then I will pay my taxes again this year. Without informing me kung ninanakaw ba ninyo o short change kami o baka ang binigyan naming peso, ginawa lang ninyo 50 ang ginastos ninyo, yung 50 kinurakot ninyo, kanupuhan yan. Hindi ako magbayad ng taxes na yan, kung gano'n. Maroon lang. Huwag kayo magbayad ng taxes. Sabi mo lang sa BIR, may pati yung hayaan mo ang korte mag-idemanda tayo lahat. Kung ilang milyon tayo hindi magbayad, Baski by 50 million Filipinos yung bayad ng taxes, hindi na kaya ng korte yan, hindi kaya ng prosecutor yan, i-prosecute kayo. For what? And besides, it's a give and take. It's a legal demand. It is not an unlawful demand. I-publish silang ninyo, open the books so that we will know.
Second question, si Professor.
Yung sa foreign policy,
Opo, Mayor, yung foreign policy po ba natin, Mayor, as given na may tinatawag na tayo ngayong multipolar world at hindi na po tayo nasa unipolar world na dominante po ang Estados Unidos. At saka yung EDCA po, naririnig ko po, nadadagdagan pa po ang 9 EDCA bases na meron tayo. Parang tama po ba itong landas na ito na tinatahak natin? Kasi sinasabi na deterrent daw ang EDCA. Pero parang sa tingin ko po, kasi ang aking background is international relations and politics. Hindi naman po yun ang nangyayari sa Pilipinas. Ano pong masasabi natin dyan, Mayor? Maraming salamat po.
President Marcos is my friend. I hope it would not wala tayong ano dito. It's just a matter of a public policy and the right of the people to be informed. Yung new approach natin ngayon is up to this point in time, medyo okay. Unipolar in the sense that we deal with the nations at all time and individually meron tayong linya sa kanila personal. Hindi kagaya doon na we go by the stand of America. If America says this is our stand, lahat ng mga allies, Britain, lahat yan sila, susunod, including the Philippines. I have always criticized that kind of behavior. It is not good because after all, noon, ini-isolate nila ang China. But, tayo, we're just about 1 hour 30 minutes. 1 hour lang dito banda sa itong West Philippine Sea. If you go by missiles and bombs, it will be just about 5 to 10 minutes. And you must realize that China is also power. America is power. Why? Because they have the thermonuclear weapons. So, kung sabihin mo na padagdagan mo ang base as a deterrence, you must be joking. Pinagbibigyan lang yan. Ang Amerika is making the Philippines a garrison para tayong detachment ahead of Guam, Hawaii, then the mainland. Na dito muna sa mag-away, magbakbakan, kung sakali, dito sa Philippines, may missile sila, tatapos ang mga Pilipino magtulong ng away, lahat ng pati kapgo, pati pulis. Pati sila, in fairness, may mga sundalo sila, unwilling to die also for America. But we will all suffer because we will be the first line of defense. Before they can move on to Guam, then maybe Hawaii, then America. Dito, pipigilin nila. This is the tripwire. Yung pag-ano ba yung may wire na pag na spy ka, pag na-trip mo yan, ito yung tripwire ang Pilipinas. So they are more, the more they are asking for the bases now, Pati marami silang malagay ng missile. Hindi mo pwede yung rifle, hindi naman abot yan doon sa... Hindi naman abot yan ng 400 meters. It's the weapons. Pati yung mga Pilipino ay tinitraining nila para tayo ang mag-una doon. Either the Filipinos will go there first or the Filipinos will be the first defenders kung sila ang magdating. I do not believe in that deterrent. Paano mo Britain yung missiles? How can the Philippines deter missiles coming from China by these EDCA sites? See now? Tingnan mo yan ang nangyayari sa... America is helping Israel. Mahinto pa nila yung mga missile na and good for Israel because without America, they can stand on their own. May Iron Dome sila. Because they have the native talent to make it, invent it, make it, manufacture and make it work. Depende tayo. Meron tayo, marami. Pampista lang ito. Witness lang ito, ma'am. Wala tayong missile na yan, ganon. Huwag na tayo magbulahan. Do not be too naive. Naivety can bring you down. So, tama yan atin. We deal with all. Tama na yung Amerika. Ilang taon na tayo. We were colonized when? I do not remember. I do not know. I am not good at history. Kailan pa sila napunta ng Pilipinas? Right after the Spaniards, they took over the Philippines by the Treaty of Paris. Yun yung treaty which made which ended the war. And there was this horse deal na. Oh, we will surrender this, we will surrender this. Mexico and Philippines because they were Spaniards territories. Ano ang nangyari sa atin? So we were bargained by both. Bargained by the Americans and the Spaniards. Tapos they stayed there for 50 years. And you want to prolong it. For how long? Can you please let us go? I'm not favoring China. Contrary. President Xi Jinping is my friend. But he knows that I'm a Filipino. That maybe in case of total war, because by sheer popularity, Filipinos, 90% are pro-Americans. Who am I to go against that rising tide? I cannot just keep on harping pro-China or anti-China. I have to invest in what I believe is the present situation. If the Filipinos are 90% pro-China, wala tayong magawa. Then by all means, if at all, I may just, as a matter of principle, sabihin ko lang, hindi ako kasi, nagsabi na ako kasi na, neutral ako. I am not a pro-China guy. Wala. It's exempt my friendship to President Xi Jinping. Yan ang masiguro lang ninyo. What I can guarantee you is my friendship, personal friendship with Xi Jinping. You know, bakit ko nasabi yan? Why would I say this? You know, I went to China for a visit. Personal, mag-ikot lang sana ako. Karamihan kasama ko, mga Chinese friends. In-check ang lolo ko eh. Ngayon, pagdating ko sa China, there was this urgent message. The President Xi Jinping would like to see me. Pumunta agad ako. We talked for, sabi ni Secretary Medjaldia, andyan sa tabi ko, 1 hour and 40 minutes. Andyan man ang Diyos, wala kami pinag-usapan. Kung hindi, kung anong bagay-bagay lang sa amin dalawa, as your friend, as family. So if you can, I think you can visit also my house because si Prime Minister Abe noon, the late Prime Minister Abe of Japan, had the occasion to visit Davao and bake bread with us, breakfast. Sabi ko, baka maswerte mabisita ka. Pwede kita. Mga gano'n na biruan lang. Hindi nga siya nang umusta. Wala siyang kinumusta. Kumusta ang ano mo, kumusta ang except my family. Wala siyang kinumusta. Kumusta ba si counselor mo dyan? Wala. I'm making it public now. I never mentioned anybody. Except to kinumusta niya yung pamilya ko, pati ako. That's about it. At yung pag-usapang pagkain, Chinese food, ano ang sinasuggest niya, ito, ganito, dito banda sa province of ano, masarap ang ano dyan, yung balot ninyo, ginagawa yan noon pa namin doon, kumakain ka doon. Kasi nagtatanong siya kung ano ang what the places that I would hit along the way. O sabi dyan, masarap kung ano dyan. We talk about food and other things, nothing about government, nothing about people in power. Wala. So I hope that the next time I see him, it will be just the same. Power lang, walang pagahe. Kung sabihin mo doon sa kanya na ganito, or nothing of the sort. Mas maganda. Mas enduring ang friendship niya kung gano'n. Huwag mong dagdagan ng bagahe.
Thank you, Mayor. Ross, meron pa po ba tayong follow-up question?
Meron naman, pero light na. Hindi na masyadong sobrang hardcore na question. Mayor, ano po yung pinagkakaabalahan niyo ngayon? Kasi syempre retired na kayo, may media program kayo. Ano po yung mga daily activities niyo para ma-maintain niyo po yung health niyo na always good po? Just for our kababayans, malaman nila para malaman naman po nila kung ano yung mga activities niyo bilang isang private citizen na po.
The routine activity is actually just like an ordinary retired government employee or even a private guy. Wala na kaming no more horizons to scan. Kasi wala nang problema eh. Hindi kagaya nung mayor pa ako, the night before, I think of the problems And when I wake up, I try to sort of scan the horizon for the day pa kung ano ang unahin mo may priority mo sa problema. And the places where you have to go, especially if there is trouble in that area, may mga NPA doon nag-atake sa barangay and things like that. You have to be there to be one of the people in the times of stress and suffering. Yung mga ganun. Ngayon, wala na. Basa ako ng newspaper. Tapos, balik tulog. Tapos, magalit yung asawa ko sa akin. Kasi sige daw ako tulog. Magising ako, do something useful. Minsan mag-golf ako. Minsan mag-trike dyan lang sa neighborhood just to have the feel of it. And then I go back late afternoon, early evening. I lie down wide awake thinking of all the girls have loved before. Follow them my door. Hanggang dyan na lang. Wala na. Ang favorite ko is memories na lang. Memories. Of the world. Ganun ba?
Thank you so much, Mayor. Lagi ko pong pinagdadasalan yung magandang kalusugan at salamat po. Kahit na po wala na po kayo sa gobyerno, private citizen na po kayo, ay alam niyo po, napifeel po namin ang presence niyo at kapag nandyan po kayo, ito po'y totoo sa sinasabi ko po. Lumalakas po ang loob naming mga Pilipino na tumayo sa tamang landas at sa dapat tayuan, lalo na pagdating sa mga critical na issues na kinaharap po ng ating bayan. Isa po kayo sa mga inspirasyon ko sa paglaban po sa kung ano mang dapat ipaglaban natin bilang isang bansang Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po, Mayor. At magandang gabi. At Pastor Quiboloy! Hello po!
I can give you this guarantee. Matanda naman ako, pero I'm not old. Hindi naman ako yung matanda na hindi na nag-iisip. Of course, maybe dementia or Alzheimer as you grow old, pero hindi pa ako umabot sa level na yan. Dito pa lang ako sa parang binata pa na tumanda na walang problema. But I can assure you, I will be here or there for my country and people. I will always protect your welfare. Pagka pinasubo nila yan, if I feel that there is oppression or a wrongdoing na hindi na maganda, I will speak out rather than allow my country to suffer, because I will never bargain the soul of my country and people. Hindi ko talaga gawin it. That is my commitment to you. Until death do us part.
Maraming salamat, Mayor. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po, Professor Ana Malindugoy. Mayor, patuloy po tayo sa mga iba pa pong issues na nandito. The Commission on Elections reported a blockbuster turnout of aspirants who filed their certificates of candidacy for the October 30 Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan Elections or BSKE. The poll body recorded more than 1.4 million hopefuls, nearly 97,000 for barangay chairman and over 730,000 for barangay council. 92,000 for SK chairman and 493,000 for SK council to fill in 672,016 positions in the country's 42,001 barangays. However, there is no anti-dynasty prohibition for candidates for barangay chairman and council members who belong to political families. A report from Rundown in 2022 mentioned that political dynasties corrupt the system of checks and balances. By having power in every major office, it's quite easy for clans to drain public funding and perpetuate their rule by cycling through the ranks. Your thoughts on this po, Mayor?
Alam mo ma'am, first, it's a welcome news. There are a lot of people, young people, who would like to be of service to their country. And that's why they are running for a public office to serve. I hope that that is what is in their heart. Now, itong dynasty or corruption, or because a family has been there for a long, long time and maybe sold to the ways of really getting the money easily through politics by just winning and making money and building mansions and buying cars using people's money. Nangyayari, sabi ko nga dito, all you have to do is to look at the guys there. Itong corruption sa dynasty, ma'am, ang problema kasi nito is you cannot limit the. I think it would be not good vis-a-vis compared to a controlled system where there can be no dynasty that the wife or the daughter or the son can run for. Kasi we are a democracy right through and through. And the right of the people to choose their leaders belongs to the people. And the right also to seek public office is guaranteed under the Constitution. Mahirap kasi lalabas yan, ma'am. Ako, kita mo naman. I was the first one to criticize about dynasty. Little did I know that I created one. Aminin ko. Wala ba na akong magawa? Nandiyan na yan eh. Pero I did not expect na ako, yung si Hinday, talagang pinuesto ko to succeed me. Because yung Davao, gumaganda na noon, gumagana na. Laki na ang gastos ko, sabihin na saan yung mga intelligence fund. Yan na nga eh. Yan ang nagpaganda ng Davao. You see what Davao now is? Is it that really worth 400 million, 500 million? What you see Davao now? Operating as a city with sa awa ng Diyos. Nagkakaintindihan naman tayo dito lahat, mga kapatid natin, Muslim, Christians and all, wala naman tayong terrorism, ayaw naman natin. So, lumago yung progress ng Davao. And in the twilight of my years, you know, after the presidency, hindi ako napunta dyan sa inner city. Kasi Manila Airport lang ako bahay ganon for 6 years. Hindi ko akalain na gano'n na ang Davao ngayon. Claveria Street. Talagang puro alam Makati na. Although the roads are narrow. It's just a new city. Newly created city yan eh. Munisipyo lang mo yan. So they could... Ang Davao City is an old city. Kaya yung mga streets natin, hindi na tayo pwede mag-expand. But lahat mga malalaking may-ari ng kondong or Manila, nandito na sila. Puro pumunta na dito. So, ang pinaka-problema ng Davao ngayon, ang sakyan. Marami na ang sakyan automobile. Marami na yung passengers. Mas marami pa yung... I think that there's a growing middle class na kaya mabinta ang kotse. They're selling almost 600 units a day. A day. So, sabihin mo na lang yung iba, tagayang Taco Tabato, lagay mo na lang about 2/3. 1/3 ibigay mo na sa labat. So, 2/3 of that araw-araw pumapasok sa a dense, small place for Davao City. Pero kung tignan mo, maganda na. It's clean. I hope the mayor will continue doing his job. Wala naman akong ano sa kanya. It's peaceful, wala namang patayan. Except for itong mga akyat bahay. The police should do more, little more effort than the usual. Yun lang naman ang problema na po. Pero all told, we're okay. I'm satisfied. Now, magtanong, the relevant sector na magtanong saan ang pera nila. Yung mga Dabawin nyo, Duterte, anong ginawa mo sa 500 million mo na insurgency fund, pati kasali na contingency insurgency fund? Ginamit ko lahat yan. Ginamit ko sa pacification campaign, pagpasurrender sila, tapos tangkapin ko sila, bigyan ko ng bahay, pipwesto ko sila. May mga bahay na sila. Relocation, pag mag-surrender ka, may lupa ka na. Yun, ginamit ko yung lahat. But if there is one thing that you can perceive to be there at once, is that when from a fiscal, when I became a mayor, naging peaceful talaga ang Davao.
Thank you po, Mayor. Meron pa po tayo dito mga katanungan via Zoom po sa ating SMNI reporters from Sheena Torno. Good morning.
Yes, magandang umaga na po, Mayor. Ang tanong ko po, Mayor, ay pinasura po ng Korte Suprema ang petisyon po ng Senado o inalify po o ipasawalang bisa ang naging memorandum po ninyo noong 2021, Mayor, na nag-uutos po sa mga executive branch official na huwag daluhan ang mga Senate increase po na may kinalaman po ito sa COVID-19 response deals ng gobyerno. Ayon po sa Korte Suprema, Mayor, hindi nila nakikitang kailangan pang resolbahin ng Korte ang petisyon. Punto pa ng Supreme Court, mayroon dong pong jurisdictional power ang Senado na hindi po saklaw o pwede pong saklawin ng Korte Suprema. Ayon po dito, ang Senate inquiry ay jurisdiction ng Joint Congressional Oversight Committee. Sa ilalim po ito, Mayor, ng Bayanihan Law. Kung meron daw po mayroon daw oversight committee ito, kung saan ang mga issue ay maaring ayusin o remedyohan sa ilalim po ng kanilang rules of procedure. Ano pong masasabi niyo, Mayor, sa petisyon po ng Senado at ang pagbasura po ng Korte Suprema? Thank you po.
Tama ang Korte Suprema. It was a memorandum making a broad guidelines about spending the money during the pandemic. Pero that is not made to be a permanent fixture in the financial scheme of things. Kaya kailangan pa ng Korte Suprema na gawin mo yung null and void or wala na, it's not functional anymore. Or because really it is an intrusion into the power of the President, the power of the Senate rather, and Congress to control how funds are spent. Innate na sa kanila yan. Kailangan dagdagan pa ng Supreme Court na, ito, wag nawala ng visa yung ni Duterte. Those measures are intended to meet the contingencies of the moment at that time. Yung madalian na emergency, na para madalian ka makakuha ng medisina o yan ang purpose niyan. Kaya nga yung may pinail against Luki yung sa procurement ng medisina. Dapat ma-resolve yan. Luki never even saw the light of day dyan sa funds na yan. Diretso yan doon sa procurement. Diretso na, order bayad. Ginagawa kay Duque yan. So I hope that the investigation still pending until now, I think, should be pursued to its logical end para makita ng tao talaga na ganun talaga. Kasi usually alam mo kasi lahat ng transaction titignan may pera eh. Kaya noong presidente ako, all transactions, even yung sa pandemic, hindi dumaan sa opisina ko. Not only the pandemic funds, all funds during my term. Okay, magpabili ka ng lupa, reclamation, gano'n. Kaya I granted 5 because nandiyan na, they were compliant already. Bakit ka magkaroon ka ng reclamation law kung hindi ka mag-approve ng mga mag-undertake ng so why the heck na pagsabi ka itong Manila Bay open for reclamation, you had that proclamation, then wala kang i-apply kasi bribery dito, bribery kasi kalupukan. Kung tanong mo lang, tama lang, compliant ka lang, sige, okay, good. How can we improve sa ating kung lahat ng gawain ko suspitsahin mo may nakaw ako? That's a problem. May project dyan, wala pa, nakaw na. Tingnan mo muna yung produkto. Kaya kami ng Davao. Sabihin ninyo na, Mayor, 400 million ang ginasmos mo sa intelligence counter-insurgency patrol. Really? Really? You are around. You are still around. What do you see now?
Salamat po, Mayor. May follow-up question ka pa, Sheena?
Yes po. Ito po, Mayor, ay very light question na po. Kumusta na po yung mga apo po ninyo, Mayor? Paano nyo po sila na-enjoy ngayong retirement po ninyo, Mayor? Yun lang po. Thank you.
Ang problema yung si Sebastian, bahay ni Sebastian, ako ang nagbili niyan sa Teachers Village naman niya. Maliliit na bahay lang yan. Nakikita ko yung mga apo ko. O yung iba, malalaki na kasi sila, nag-eskwela. So, kung weekends naman, siguro papasyal. Yung maabot ko lang yung maliliit kasi padala ko. Pero malalaki ayaw na. May puntahan doon, may lalo na yung aral na minsan sa yung iba sa Amerika, sa dala-dala na ni-intay roon sa doon mo siya trabaho. Hindi kaya paste na lang. So, yun na lang ang kaligayahan ko. Mayakap ko lang yung apo ko, okay na ako for the day. Para na rin nakapag-exercise ako ng gusto. Sa masarap talaga ang walang kasing sarap ang yakap ng apo. Anak, problema ka pa? Totoo yan. Kasi ang apo malayo pa na kasi. Ako, ang problema ko, anak ko lang. Hindi ko na problemahin yung mga apo ko. Sa tatay na yan nila, pati nanay. Yung problema nila, yung tatay na nila. Kaya gusto mo ang apo kasi wala kang problema. Wala ka namang problema sa tuition, wala ka namang problema sa Basta pupunta niya man, lolo. Sige, dito na. Wala kang sa apo kasi malayo ka na eh. Mayroong iba, Chinese, gusto nila isang compound lang. Pero ganun rin, medyo malayo ka na. Kaya, pagpahingain mo naman ako. Kayong mga anak ko, andyan lang ako. Paralin ko kayo, para matuto kayo maghanap buhay. Pagka may mga anak na kayo, mabuhay ninyo, pag-aral ninyo, kayo na naman ang inyo na yan. Yung aking apo, pang na lang yan, pang ligaya na lang yan. Hindi na yan pang problema. Kayo mga anak ko, yung problema. Sa awa ng Diyos, okay man silang lahat. Kaya nga sabi ko yung dynasty, hindi ko talaga akalayan. Alam mo, taga Davao, yung mga taga Davao, kapag yan. Kasi yung, ang inano ko lang, ang ko dyan, yung anak ko. Si Congressman Pulong, kanya talaga yan. Poste niya sarili niya. He never even asked to run. Hindi ko na lang tumakbo siya. Nanalo na lang. Pero to his credit, hindi talaga nagano ng tataya. Malayo si Pulong sa akin. Sarili talaga niya. Sariling pagod niya. What he is now is his. Itong kay Basti, program ito ni Inday. Siya yung yan ang ayaw. Tapos sinigawan sa ni ate niya. Magtakbo ka o hindi? Sabi niya. Magtakbo na lang, te. Medyo, yan, takot dyan sa ate niya. So, ayan ang
Thank you po, Mayor Sheena.
story of my life.
Okay. Salamat po. Ang susunod naman po nating tatawagin na magtatanong po ay si Almar Forsuelo. Good morning, Almar.
Good morning po, Mayor. Mayor, sa isang na-ambush interview po kanina or kahapon sa tagapagsalita po ng Philippine Coast Guard na si Commodore J. Tariela, sinabi niya na ngayon lang daw naha-highlights ang gulo sa West Philippine Sea dahil ngayon lang daw po nila pinapublic o pinapaalam sa publiko ang mga insidente po sa West Philippine Sea. Kaugnay po ito sa resupply mission sa PRP Sierra Madre sa Ayungin Shoal nito nakarang araw na kung saan nagbanggaan po ang barko ng Chinese Coast Guard at barko po ng Pilipinas. Ano po ang komento po ninyo dito, Mayor? At sa panahon po ninyo, ano po ang sitwasyon sa paghahati ng supply sa tropa ng pamahalaan na nasa PRP Sierra Madre? At ano po bang dapat gawin ng pamahalaan para mapanatili po ang kapayapaan sa pinag-aagawang teritoryo?
The Sierra Madre, is that the ship that is aground there? Nakapundo na?
Yes po.
Well, let me first say, first time to talk about it. Yung pinusto ng Sierra Madre sa atin yan. We claim the area to be ours, and it is ours. Is it not China? I do not believe that somebody else should be tinkering with that, tinkering in that area because the Sierra Madre, where it is yung grounded ship doon, or abandoned shipwreck, I don't know what this is correct, or it is really a symbolic thing for us to be there, to claim that it is ours, which is well and good. It is ours. And we are correct there. At itong alitan, sabi ko, it will continue because it's a contested area. Pero sabi ko, we are not really, we are aware of it actually. Hindi naman sabihin na it was kept out from the public view. We're aware of the tensions that are rising. The temperature are rising, sir. Medyo mainit na. Pero with caution lang kasi we do not really want to go to war. If at all, usap lang. Noong sa panahon ko, not as serious. There was no, like, kung meron man, if I am not mistaken, hindi ko na siguro na masyadong alam o naalaala. But it's not as stressful as what we believe we are in right now. As a former public employee, if I will be asked what would be my stand, it is really just to save lives. Less violence, let us not fight. We cannot afford to go to war. And let's just talk. Maybe a little bit of diplomacy. Basta ayaw ko mag-ano kasi kay Marcos na yan. It's his problem. I should not be giving instructions here on what to do. It would not be proper of me. If at all, it is my private opinion and it does not bind anybody except me.
Maraming salamat, Almar Forzuelo. Ang huli naman pong magtatanong, Mayor, ay si Creseline Cataro.
Ngayong buntag po, Mayor, inatasan po kamakailan ni Defense Secretary Gibo Chodoro ang mga kawani ng Department of National Defense at Armed Forces of the Philippines na iwasan ang paggamit ng artificial intelligence or AI photo generator applications dahil malaki ang tsansang makapagdulot ito ng panganib sa privacy at seguridad at maaari rin itong magamit ang mga data para sa illegal na aktibidad. Ano po ang masasabi niyo sa isyong ito, Mayor?
Well, because of our age gap, I must say that may alam talaga si Gibo kay sa akin. Ma'am, hindi ko talaga alam yung mga bagong yung intelligence that yung sa lalo na itong paggamit ng itong mga cameras na yun. But what I can say is this, if it can place in jeopardy, put somebody in harm's way, then dapat makinig lang tayo doon talaga sa payo ng ating defense, especially if it would touch on national security. I have a very high regard for the competence and the ability of Ipo. And I think his word should be taken seriously. I'm sorry I cannot expand on it further by just saying that Ibo is right. Because simply, I believe that I think that what he's doing is really irresponsible for the good of the country. Pero to go into the entrails of what that thing is all about, wala na akong alam masyado dyan, ma'am. Hindi na ako conversant sa mga bagay na yan. But lalo na itong mga equipments, machines, wala na ako.
Maraming salamat, Mayor. Maraming salamat, Creseline. Mayor, after po namin ilabas nung nakaraan yung inyong pong picture na AI version po, yung pinabata tapos mas pinagwapo po, meron pa pong iba't ibang versions na lumabas. Meron pong sporty at meron pong rockstar version. Ano pong masasabi niyo dito, Mayor?
Ma'am, taguin mo yan, ma'am. Patayin ako ng tao niyan. Please na maawa ka sa akin. Yun na lang yan. Pirmahan ko, basta taguin mo. Pero palapasin mo ako ng basketball player. Similarity because it's a photo, ano ito, tawag nila ito, Photoshop. Well, you can make yourself more handsome, less ugly, but ang mas mabuti nito is just what is really you. You is you, and you alone. Kung ano yung binigay ng Diyos na itsura mo, yun na yun. Yun ang tinatanggap.
Mayor, maraming salamat po sa oras, sa panahon po na ibinigay sa mga viewers po natin sa episode na ito ng Gikan sa MASA para sa MASA. Do you have a message po para sa ating mga viewers na sumama po sa buong episode natin ngayong gabi?
Next time, you just keep your ears on the ground. Kasi marami hong Pilipino sa Lebanon and in the Middle East. This thing in Gaza can escalate into Lebanon and the entire Middle East. Ang Amerika has openly supported Israel. Ako naman, I feel for well, of course, they have the right to defend themselves because kamatayan yan. But historically kasi, itong mga lupa na ito belongs to the Palestinians. Kaya nga, yung kinarve out yung the crafted estate in the land of the Palestinians or Arab countries there para lang magkaroon ng Israel state. So, I believe that they should also have as a tribe and as a race. Pero ang ayaw ko yung gulo. And I can understand the sentiments of the Palestinians and the Arab people. So ako dito neutral ako. I am not for the Israelites. I am not for the warring Arab nations against Israel and even Palestine. The best way is just to talk. Somebody should talk sense to them now at this early na hindi pa talaga sumasabog. Sumasabog ito lumalaki. At this early, something there might cause the arrest of the tension, the rising tension and justice for everybody. Walang makuha na rin sa patayan. Either against the Arabs or against the Jews or ang Christians dito naipit. Meron pang ang balita nga itong mga Christians naipit daw at inaapi-api. Ayaw ko magsalita ngayon. Pero alam mo, Kristiyanos ako. Hindi naman yan sila Pilipino. So I do not want to take part in the religious fervors, whatever it is. I'm just simply saying, short of saying that I am a Christian and a Filipino. And I do not want anybody hurt, be they Jews or Arabs or Palestinians or whatever. I hope that we can talk about peace. Kung ako lang gusto ko ng away. Pero that's not the way how it is in this world. May mga bata, may mga matanda, may anak. We cannot. I'm sorry, I cannot be a man of war at my age and time. Ayaw ko. Kasi ayaw ko masaktan yung tao.
Maraming salamat po, Mayor, sa isa po napakamakabuluhang diskusyon po ngayong gabi. At sa lahat po ng mga kababayan natin, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay. Hanggang sa susunod po na episode ng programang Gikan sa MASA para sa MASA. Sa muli, maraming salamat at magandang araw po sa ating lahat.